We can start with the Kirtan.
Yes, Prabhuji. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुर्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य स्वामिने नामिनेति विशिगौरविषे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनेति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। सप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदा मनीश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन बल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी। जय गोपी जन बल्लभा जय गिरिवरधारी। जसोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन जसोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरा बनचारी। यमुना तीरा बनचारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे। Now I'll sing Sri Sri Radha Kripa Katakya Stavaraj. जय जय श्री राधे जय श्री राधे जय श्री राधे। मुनीन्द्र वृंद वंदिते त्रिलोक शोकहारिणि प्रसन्न वक्र पंकजे निकुंज भूविलासिनी। ब्रजेन्द्रसूनु नन्दिनी ब्रजेन्द्रसूनु सङ्गते कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् अशोकवृक्षवल्लरी वितानमण्डपस्थिते प्रबालबालपल्लव प्रभारुणाङ्घ्रिकोमले वराभयस्फुरत्करी प्रभूतसम्पदालये कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् अनङ्गरङ्गमङ्गल प्रसङ्गभङ्गुरब्रुवां सविभ्रमं ससभ्रमं दिगन्तमार् पातने निरन्तरं वशीकृत प्रतीतनन्दनन्दने कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् तडित्सुवर्णचम्पक प्रदीप्तगौरविग्रहे मुखप्रभापरास्तकोटिशारदेन्दुमण्डले विचित्रचित्रसञ्चर चकोरसावलोचने कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् मदोन्मदातिद्यौवने प्रमोदमानमण्डिते प्रियानुरागरञ्जिते कलाविलास पण्डिते अनङ्गधन्यकुञ्जराज्यकामकेळि कोविदे कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् अशेषहावभावधीर हीरहारभूषिते प्रभूतशतकुम्भकुम्भकुम्भिकुम्भ सुस्तनि प्रशस्तमन्दहास्यचूर्ण पुण्यसौख्यसागरे कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् मृणालबालवल्लरी तरङ्गदङ्गदौलते लताग्रलास्य लोलनील लोचनावलोकने ललल्लुलल्मिलन्मनोज्ञमुग्धमोहनासिते कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् सुवर्णमल्लिकाञ्चित त्रिरेखकम्बुकण्ठगे त्रिसूत्रमङ्गलीगुण त्रिरेखदीप्तिदीधिते सलोलनीलकुन्तल प्रसन्नगुच्छगुम्फिते कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् नितम्बबिम्बलम्बमान पुष्पमेखलागुणे प्रशस्तरत्नकिङ्किणी कलापमध्यमञ्जुळे करीन्द्रसुन्दरदण्डिकावरोह शोभगोरुके कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् अनेकमन्त्रनादमञ्जुनूपुर रभस्खलत् समाजराजहंसवंश निक्वणाति गौरवे विलोल हेम बल्लरी विडम्बिचारु चङ्क्रमे कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्ष भाजनं कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्ष भाजनम् अनन्तकोटिविष्णुलोक नम्रपद्मजार्चिते हिमाद्रिजापुलो मजा विरञ्चिजा वरप्रदे अपार सिद्धिरित्सिदिक्सपदाङ्गुलीनखे कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं कदा करिष्यसि मां कृपाकटाक्षभाजनम् मखेश्वरी क्रियेश्वरी स्वदेश्वरी सुरेश्वरी त्रिवेदभारतीश्वरी प्रमाणशासनेश्वरी रमेश्वरी क्षमेश्वरी प्रमोदकाननेश्वरी ब्रजेश्वरी ब्रजाधिपे श्रीराधिके नमस्तुते ब्रजेश्वरी ब्रजाधिपे श्रीराधिके नमोस्तुते इति मम सुभुतं स्तवं निशम्य भानु नान्दिनी करोतु सन्ततं गणं कृपाकटाक्षभाजनं भवेत् तदेव सञ्चित्य त्रिरूपकर्मनाशनं लभेत् तदा ब्रजेन्द्रसूनुमण्डल प्रवेशनं लभेत् तदा ब्रजेन्द्रसूनुमण्डल प्रवेशनं लभेत् तदा ब्रजेन्द्रसूनुमण्डल प्रवेशनं जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे जय जय श्री राधे Farasruti, the aspirant who recites this hymn on the full moon day, on the 8th day of the waxing moon, and on the 10th, 11th, and 13th day of waxing and waning moons, achieved the fruition of his desire, and by the grace of Sri Radhika's compassionate sidelong glance, bhakti characterized by prema sprouts in his heart. The aspirant who recites this hymn 100 times while immersed in the water of Sri Radhakunda, either up to his waist, up to his navel, up to his chest, or up to his neck, achieves the perfection of his desire, ends, and whatever he speaks comes true. He is endowed with full spiritual opulence and gets the direct personal darshan of Srimati Radharani. Being pleased with him, Srimati Radhika immediately grants him the greatest benediction, and he gets to see with his own eyes her darling sweet Lord, Sri Shyam Sundar. The Lord of Braja, in his turn, grants that devotee an entrance into his eternal sports. For the Vaishnavas, there is no greater goal to be achieved than this. Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. श्री हरि
Very
नाम
nicely sung.
की जय श्री भागवतम की जय हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी दंडवत प्रणाम
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Do you want me to do the recap or first Guru prayers?
Yes. Invocation prayers first, then recap.
Okay.
May I start, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes. So nice. Thank you, Dipti Mataji, for Sri Radha Kripa Kataksh. Hope and pray that one day Srimati Radha Rani will bless us with her glance and mercy to our Bhakti Shastra group, everyone from the group. So, yes, today is our lesson 164 from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11 and 14 chapter. So there are 46 verses. We'll be going through a glance the chapter. Lord Krishna explains the yoga system to Sri Uddhava. So before that, let us recite our invocation prayers. Yes, thank you, Dipti Mataji, for nice Kirtan Seva. So everyone is appreciating. Thank you so much.
Wonderful prayer. So,
Yeah,
right.
we'll
Thank
start.
you, Mataji. Thank you to all devotees for so wonderful opportunity.
Thank you. So, Om Agyantimirandasya Gyananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanisha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam tam Swajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitanisha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे नमो विष्णु पदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्दये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्री रूपानुग भक्तिद श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्ते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे कृपानुग विरुद्ध अपसिद्धांत ध्वांत हारिणे नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौर शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुग वरायते वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौर त्विषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्त शक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते श्रीमन्द्रासरसारम्भे वंशीवट तटस्थित कर्शन वेणु स्वनैर गोपीर गोपीनाथ श्रीयस्तुन तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So before going to this chapter, lesson 164, so let us have a recap by Sri Sanjay Prabhuji on
Yes,
lesson.
Mataji. Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Start. Hare Krishna, dear all. Dandas Pranam. Thank you for the opportunity and welcome to this session. Wonderful prayers by Dipti Mataji, and excited to hear the next chapter of this Uddhav Geet. But as Mataji said, let us revise. I hope I am audible.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. And let me just reset the Zoom. No. Oops. How do I get to the
On a full screen mode.
yeah,
Down.
full screen. I
Yeah,
got
yes.
Control L. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So on Friday evening, His Grace Prasad Prabhu, he walked us through this chapter, the last part of chapter 13 in Canto 11, Nature of Self and Consciousness. This chapter, Lord Krishna is speaking to Uddhava, and he is speaking about the three modes of the material nature, and how the living entity or jiva gets entangled and what is the way out. And then also he mentions the conversation between Hamsa Avatar to Lord Brahma and in response to the Shanak Kumars, right? The four Kumars. So what a wonderful thing that such a exalted personality, Brahma, when he is not able to answer, he is humble to go and say that, okay, I don't know the answer. And whose shelter he take? He takes shelter of the Lord. And then Lord responds by appearing as Hamsa Avatar and answering the questions, right? So the last part, wonderful learnings and key, very, very important takeaways. We'll just do the recap here, and then we'll do that through question and answer. It was so wonderfully done by Prashad Prabhu. I don't know I will be able to do the justice here by doing this recap. So please pardon and forgive me for that, right? So first question here is, since we're talking about the main topic is essence of self, right? The self-realization. So what does it mean? What is the true essence of the self here? Here Prabhuji has given the philosophical framework, but what is the essence? What is the self? What is
True
your
identity.
understanding?
True
Yes, Mataji.
identity.
Yeah, if you
True
can,
identity of the
correct. If you can
from
elaborate a
it is
bit.
we are
Uh,
that we are apart from the material body
correct,
and
correct.
this fleeting material nature
Very nice,
and
Mataji. So
mental status.
that's a main thing, and that's a good start. That main we hear also the first lesson from Bhagavad Gita and by Srila Prabhupada is we are not this body, we are not this mind, we are not this intelligence. The Mano, Buddhi, Ahankar, and all the three modes, as Prabhuji nicely explained, they are all part of this material world. We, the self, are different. And he also gave an example very nicely, like that we'll see in the next slide. So let me not jump to that. So then, what is our true identity?
We Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, that we are soul, we are not body. The body is made up of Panchamabhuta, but the soul is eternal.
Correct.
It
And
is a
once you
part of
know, once
it
you
is
know
part of
this, yes, Mataji, please finish. Sorry.
it is part of Supreme Personality of Godhead, but it is not same as him.
Yeah, and once you realize this, like knowing it theoretically, and then practically you understand this, then what is the implication? What is the result of that?
Then we must try to attain the spiritual enlightenment and liberate ourselves from material existence and go to Lord's Golok Dham.
So we can
Correct.
understand the existence of us, of our life and purpose, why we are here.
Exactly. That also will happen. That is the goal. But before that, as we realize this, we get a proper understanding and we become more and more blissful. Right?
Yeah,
So thank you.
Hare Krishna
Yes,
Prabhuji.
yes.
Yeah, before we move forward, very nice word is that we are apart from the material body and treating mental state.
Mm,
This is the
mm,
essence of the particular that discussion between
mm,
Hamsad and Brahma and with his Kumar, four Kumara. The
yes.
next part, treating mental states, right?
Mm,
So
mm,
both go together. It's a body and the consequences of the body, right? So
yeah.
how to control? So very nice words, quite very nicely there. I just
Yes,
want to bring that in.
yes, absolutely. And there is the three modes, the mental state, and one should be uh, actively thinking so that stays disconnected from this fleeting mental state and fully connected in the realization of the Lord. Now, how will that happen? That we'll see shortly. So, moving to slide 2, there are three states here explained of the consciousness, right? Of the self or the consciousness. That was a key discussion theme. May someone state the three states, can three states of awareness?
Yeah. So again, the consciousness is the essence of here, right? So that form in mind body form complex Prabhuji talks about and influence of that consciousness that drives everything. So here three states are mentioned: awaken, awake, that Jagrata Avastha. So Prabhuji has explained in that Avastha, we are conscious of external surrounding, right? If it was interaction with the outside world. So senses are in contact with the sense object. That is what it happens. So we gather the information. Mind on real time gathers the information there. Dream state, the senses are disconnected but whatever impressions we have in the mind, let's put that thing, those are revisited. So here Prabhuji talks about the mind begins to disengage from the external stimuli because it's not connected with this external object. I provide fertile ground for introspection and self-examination. So whatever impressions are there in the mind, good, bad, and all that, those are there at that level. And the
Yes.
susupti, next is susupti. At this stage, even the mind and the intelligence, they are disconnected. So what is the left out is basically our own consciousness, our own self with that. And this is the place, Prabhuji, if you remember that, it gets connected to special Purusha. So let's dive in. Why
Yes,
these are important,
that is
right?
coming. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
So throughout the represent
Well,
pretty more.
that's actually dealing into these three states. What happened? What happens then? We come to know the nature of reality, and then there is a word conduit that will come in the next slide. So that should take us deeper. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. That's correct. So now, like there is a mention of spiritual discipline, no? To get to that state Prabhu is talking about. So what is that spiritual discipline mean? What?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mother.
Yes, Prabhuji. Spiritual discipline is two most important factor for साधका. हमें हमेशा अपने आप को देखना चाहिए, हमें हमारी जो गलतियां हैं उसको सुधारनी चाहिए, अदरवाइज हमारा जो प्रोग्रेस है वो रुक जाएगा. और अवेयरनेस, सेल्फ अवेयरनेस, हो सके उतना हम जो भी कार्य करें वो जागृति से करें, कि हमें ये साधना, जो भी साधना करे वो भी एकदम अलर्ट होके कर सकते हैं. अगर वो डिसिप्लिन अगर नहीं है तो फिर very difficult to progress in bhakti.
Yes, sir. That is, as Prabhuji said, being vigilant to
It
perform.
gives self-awareness and it creates connection to the divine.
Yes, ma'am. Perfect. So
And
being
it is a
vigilant.
transformative
Yes.
shift. Transformative shift.
Correct, ma'am. That's the result. Being vigilant to perform the practices, which for today our Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada, given us nicely, which is follow the regulative principle, 10-16 round, and as it is that, as you all said, being vigilant to remove the weeds which block us. So yes, and that will give us that connection to the divine, and that is our spiritual discipline. And through that, then we will get this power, which is a conduit. So can someone, Prabhuji, nicely explain the conduit of conduit? What does that conduit word mean here in this?
It reveals the deep significance of love and surrender to God, and it cultivates deep sense of connection with God.
Yeah. So this devotional service is the conduit to, means a connectivity, just like the copper wire, Prabhupada says, right, is a conduit to electricity. So this devotion is a conduit to the awareness and service of the Lord. And then there is a fourth state. Can someone tell what the fourth state is? The three states were done.
State is
Then,
Turiya state,
correct, Turiya state.
and it's beyond the three states of consciousness.
Yes, and what happens in that state?
It there's a higher state of consciousness which harmonizes with divine will.
Correct.
We can connect with direct with the divine.
Yes,
divine
so how Lord Krishna and Prabhuji also explained yesterday, there are these three states. Radhamana Prabhu said nicely. Then one has to get to the top state, and then again from there one has to get to this state of Turiya. Right? That is through that practice, continuous practice, and then as we go through that, Nashta Prayashu Abhadrishu. So
It is
slowly
the higher state of consciousness also.
Yes, yes. So slowly, steadily, we reach there, and then our will is harmonized with the divine will. Then continuing, this is still from the BBG purpose. So, what is the example, or who are these four Kumar representing in this question and answer? Who do they represent?
They are the four sons of Brahma, and they are highly elevated soul.
Right.
says
Who do
us.
they, I mean, the word here is who do they exemplify, means who do they represent?
Uh,
On,
they are represent the they are seeker of the truth.
correct. They represent seeker of truth, someone like us, right? Like all of us,
Yes.
the common people. So usually these people are very, very exalted. But for the benefit of people like us, they ask these questions and then the Lord comes and answer. So as also said that uh, Arjuna was not in illusion. He was put into illusion so that Bhagavad Gita can be spoken. Right? And then,
Profound clarity through the divine guidance and instructions.
sorry, Mataji, can you repeat that?
Yes. Because they want eagerly seeker to the profound
Mhm.
clarity. ज्यादा clarity चाहिए
To give us
through
profound thought.
yes
Correct, correct.
through via medium of divine connection and divine grace.
And then also the Lord establishes the religion regularly, right? I think there is a good Bhagavad Gita verse, right? In chapter 4. Tad vidhi pranipatina, right? If that may relate, like how he establishes the chain of disciplic succession is lost, then he comes and establishes again, right? So that may be applicable here, probably, yeah. Okay, and then continuing here, so what are the highlights of the fulfillment over here? Like when we follow the pure devotional service, we achieve the fulfillment, and then what happens to us?
We have a deep relationship with the divine, genuine relationship with the divine arises.
Correct. So that's the adoration, the love for the Lord. It appears, and that also highlights the ultimate insight, like true fulfillment will arise through the genuineness. Thank you, Bharat.
Yeah,
That's correct.
Prabhuji, here also the word for fulfillment means Sachidanand. Lord is Sachidanand, that everybody seeks, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
happiness and so all three are there. It includes that. That is the fulfillment, which are temporary in material world, which will never get.
Yeah. And then I did not put a question for this one, but again, collective wisdom and community. Community is the essence. There is Sankirtan, means like doing it together. And Prabhuji also stressed yesterday, or I mean on Friday, that and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also established that Sankirtan is the key. So we have to do a community-wide kirtan, collective kirtan, and then we'll get the benefit of that. Then continuing further now. So here again, there is a stress again on I mean, these are the thematic, sorry, these are the thematic points now. First is the nature of consciousness. Again, we covered that, the three state of awareness, the Jagrati, Sushupta, and this waking, dreaming, and deep sleep. And then the consciousness has to be just the
Yes,
witnessing consciousness, right?
yes.
Acting as an observer, and rather than, so that's where we have to get. And then Prabhuji
Yeah,
also
Prabhuji,
explained.
here again, I
Yes.
think let's highlight a little bit of, because this is the essence of everything. All these things, the soul was separate, right? The first wakefulness, the senses were connected. Then dreaming, the senses are out, mind was connected, all mundane, right? And then third state, you connect with a spiritual Purusha, that other two are disconnected. But in
Yes.
that, soul was there, all through that. So soul is beyond that one. It acted as a witness. So he was observing. It's not out, but he was a witness. And that soul continues in the Turiya state, established
Correct.
itself.
Yeah.
So very nice link was there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for rehashing that. And then illusion versus reality. So I think you touched on that. False identification is identification with the material, and the soul has no connection to the material world. And then there is an explanation of true renunciation. So what is the true renunciation here? Can someone read through or
To recognize the true self
Yeah.
and come out of the false ego,
come out of that?
which identifies the
Yes.
material forms and experience.
Correct. Thank you, Mataji. And then the concept of Maya and liberation. So what is Maya? What is liberation? We also went through that. I think uh, there is an important role that Maya plays in the material world because we are being the goal of this material world, which is like a jail, is to reform us so that we get back to a true state. So that's the role that Maya plays. So we have to be very, very vigilant and aware of that. Okay. Then continuing
we
here.
can connect this shloka. Devi esha gunamayi mama maya durasya.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Mameva prapatyante maya metam taranti.
Maya method, that Maya is very, very strong and don't take it lightly. And only those who surrender, then the big ocean becomes like a hoof print of a calf. Okay. So then there is a, and then we have Krishna conscious as the path to liberation. We covered that. Nature of the self, we also Prabhuji took through us. So I have just put one question from this slide because limited time. Like, what is our, how can we regain our original mastery? And what is that original mastery we're talking about? Like, we are the master for what? And how can we reclaim that?
Yeah, yeah. So
Master of
basically,
senses and
go ahead,
mind.
Mataji.
Once is master of senses and mind.
Mm.
This
But are we
soul
not
is
dasanudas, Mataji? हम तो दास है ना फिर. Why you are calling master?
soul is soul is described as the master of senses and mind, and
मैं हमारे इंद्रियों पे मास्टरी लेनी है. हमें हमारी इंद्रियों पे हमें
Exactly.
गोस्वामी
Yes.
बनना है.
Yes.
दास
Yes.
नहीं बनना है. हमारा इंद्रिय
That's
जो
the
है
point. Yeah.
Yes.
We are dasanudas of the devotees of the Lord, but for our
हमारे
goal,
हमें इंद्रियों पे
Once
दास
we
नहीं
realize,
बनना है.
once we realize our soul is eternal and
yes, ma'am.
unchanging,
Yeah.
once we realize that the soul is eternal and unchangeable, only our body is changeable, then that is our mastery.
Okay. That is the point. That we
Raksha
There
Mataji
is
said very
a
nice. Go Das to
there is
Goswami. Yeah, very nicely.
yes yes Prabhuji. Goswami and go das.
Yeah.
so
and
through all
we
that.
get
Yes,
mastery
ma'am.
over by Krishna conscious only.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Prabhuji,
So
not boss but das, है ना? We have to be.
yes. So we have to be Goswami, aim to be Goswami, not Godas. But we always das of the devotees of the Lord. So that is our position. And we get this, as Mataji just said, we reclaim this Goswami state by Krishna consciousness. So that is the crux of this question. So very nicely Prabhuji explained yesterday and wonderful slides here. Very, very power packed with so much of instruction. Right? So now next slide, the next theme is philosophical insight on the material existence. Right? So here again, can someone explain this material duality once again? What is the material duality?
Yeah, Maya acts on this material, all our consciousness, our activities, and their dualities are created, even though because of the bodily perspective.
Yes, sir, something to say? Okay. Okay. Yes, Prabhu, you're right. So duality usually is, as Prabhuji explained, that there will be always that heat and cold, suffering and enjoyment, or gain and loss, profit and loss. So because of this, then the mind actually gets what was that word we used? The fleeting. That is the fleeting nature of the mind. So that keeps us uh, plugged into this material system, and that's why we have to be aware of that. And as also I think mentioned in the scripture, and sometime Mataji you mentioned once that the happiness and all positive is the iron gold shackle. The other one is the iron shackle. So we have to get detached from both. Right? And then the divine nature of the law. That is the next. So here, can someone explain the qualities of the Lord here? What are the qualities of the Lord? and how do they?
Yes, this supreme power of Godhead is ultimate source of all qualities. And it is a source, cause of all causes, and it is beyond the all modes, three modes, above the three
Yes.
modes,
Yes.
beyond we can say the modes of this sattva, raja, and tam.
So,
And he is described as eternal and detached from all these material words, and is a well-wishers of all beings. All beings are from Krishna, so
mm.
you can say that.
So,
Uh,
Mataji, then we can debate that the soul is also eternal, right? But there is one quality Krishna has, that he is superior and he is not tainted by the material influence. He is not
it is
influenced.
infinite. The soul is
Yes.
finite. This is
And
the
Krishna is
difference
infinite.
between.
And then, so Raksha
Just
Mataji, yes,
one
yes,
thing.
Prabhu.
If you look at that word source of all quality, that indicates he's not impacted, he's not influenced. He is the
Yes,
owner of
he is the owner.
three modes of material nature.
Yeah.
So others get impacted, but not the Lord. So word is very important. That source of all qualities.
He's a source of all qualities and he's not tainted by that. So, Raksha Mataji, what is the verse that would tell us that uh, the Lord is divine qualities, and just by knowing the divine qualities, we will also get like devotion or liberation. Janma karma cha me
That
divyanta.
one,
Yeah.
एक श्लोक
Janma
वो
karma.
ऐसा है वो विष्णु पुराण का, ऐश्वर्यस्य समाग्रस्य वीर्यस्य यशस्य ज्ञान वैराग्यश्चैव शरणं भग इति मेना। भगवान के जो षड ऐश्वर्य के बारे में बताया है वो श्लोक है।
That is also there, and
और
then
दूसरा,
Janma karma cha me divyanta.
हाँ हाँ, जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम इदम योगेति तत्वतः त्यक्त्वा देह पुनर्जन्म नेति मामेति सोऽर्जुन।
So the qualities of Lord are so wonderful that even just by knowing that, we also get elevated and we get opportunity to be.
नहीं प्रभु जी, जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम में ऐसा है कि अगर वो हम तत्व से जानते हैं तो हमारा दूसरा जन्म नहीं होता है।
Correct. Yeah, yes, Mata. That's what, like, we also become elevated and pure, so we will not get, because just by knowing that Janma karma of the Lord,
Yes.
not mine. That's right.
यस प्रभु जी।
Thank you, Mata. Okay, and then the final role of the sages and the devotees. So to go through quickly, then the whole text conclude that these sages, they acknowledge exactly as Mataji said, and Rajkumari Mataji and all of you said, that Krishna's divine quality, and then in the community we have to practice this, continue practice, then that will elevate us. So these are the conclusion. So this is from the BBT purport. Now we go to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, his commentary on that. So he also mentions this Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Sorry, he also mentioned, answered the question actually. Okay, he also mentioned this three state of consciousness, but what does he connect to and what is difference here? Partly answer the question, but can someone complete that? Maybe Radha Vinod Prabhu, you can.
It depends on three material modes of nature, sattva, rajas, and tamas.
Yes, he connects it to the three material mode, which is wakefulness is Satogun, dreaming is the Rajogun, and deep sleep is the Tamagun. Yeah? So that's how we connect. See, that is what the beauty, the acharyas, they give us more insight here. So this is the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is connecting into that. And then Krishna also explained, and Prabhuji also explained, that one has to first get to that Sattva Gun by defeating Raju and Tamogun. And then from Sattva Gun, we have to get to Shuddha Sattva Gun, which is the fourth state or the Turiya state. Okay. Again, the role of Jiva, that is same. It is explained here by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also. Eternal observer rather than the being confined by them. So just get into that consciousness of being the observer. Don't see yourself as a third person, and don't get
साक्षी भाव,
engaged.
साक्षी
Sakshi
भाव,
Bhav, yes.
Witness.
Witness. So that
witness.
is. So this distinction underscores Jiva's transcendental essence, and that is independent of the fleeting experience of the fleeting experience, previously of mind, now of the material. Same. So we continue then, slide 11 now. Can someone define what is this false ego or ahankar, and what is the what do you call it, symptom, the result of being attached to that or being connected to that?
False
Yes,
ego,
Prabhuji.
that is called ahankar. It snares, binds the soul within the confines of material consciousness.
Correct. So the first thing is false ego, that is, I am this body, right? I am this body. And then it gives us this whole attachment. And as it said, it breeds, means it gives us profound attachment and suffering, obscuring the pure bliss and intent. So here's one more question. If there is false ego, then is there something like true ego?
Yes,
No.
Prabhuji.
Yes. So
True
what
ego
is that?
is ourselves to understand that we are not this body, we are soul, and we are the servant of Lord. This is our true ego.
Is that it, or there's something more we have to do after we know
Yes, we
that?
have to serve the Lord. We
Yes.
have to serve the devotee.
Correct, Mataji.
We have to break
And
through this material bondage.
human life is meant for this only. We have to understand this. Purpose of life is this only.
Material bondage we should break.
Yes, Mata. Wonderful, Mataji. Thank you.
Like
Exactly. Yes, Mata.
like Hanumanji displayed his anger. No?
Mm.
Yeah,
Yes.
spoil Lanka.
Correct. So whatever you all answered was answer to the second point, which is path to liberation. That is knowing the true ego, and that will relinquish, means remove this deceptive identity, and it will align us to that. Okay. I have 3 more minutes and 3 more slides, so I will finish this. And then illusion of the duality. So we covered that. And here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he used the word sharp sword, right? And that is also there in Bhagavad Gita, right? Krishna tells to Arjuna to use something as sharp sword. What is that we have to use as a sharp sword, and how?
The journey of
True knowledge.
self-examination.
True knowledge.
Yes.
Transcendental knowledge.
The
Transcendental.
Gyan, yes. This Divya Gyan, the knowledge of us being the real, that we have to use as a sharp sword and cut this avidya or maya, and then establish ourselves in this. Okay. And then again from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, again about the transient nature. So again, Radha Vinay Prabhu, your wonderful or highlighted word. What is that nature highlight, and what is the word here again? If you can
Yeah,
elaborate.
yeah, it's a material object experience depicted transient and ephemeral. That means whatever
Yeah.
in the material world we experience, right? The suffering, remnants of dream of flickering flame. That means those are temporary in nature. Happiness come and go. But eternity, realizing that we look for eternity, highlight the impermanent nature of the material world, and look, is there anything better than that, right? That is the pursuit.
And what you said, fleeting material nature.
Nature, yes.
And
Changing,
then,
exist and not exist. Continue.
and then unified consciousness is the consciousness which is aligned or harmonized with the divine. Okay.
Divine.
Okay. Then the second last slide here. Again, knowing that, as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, that Lord Krishna or Vishnu is our ultimate refuge. One should know that, and that will illuminate us and give us the path. Okay. And then the last question, last slide, and the last question. So, after reading all this, what is our ultimate objective, and how do we achieve that?
To achieve
Self-realization.
self-realization
Okay.
and to say to reach to the supreme power, supreme divine.
By realization, we have to say using our mind, body and complexes in the Lord's services. सेम पहले जो हम सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन में गए थे, अभी हम वही चीजों को उपयोग करके हम स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी कर सकते हैं.
Correct. And how we do that? Constant or continuous remembrance.
Continue.
So वो immediately
Yes.
नहीं होगा, धीरे धीरे, as you said, like we have to practice the constant remembrance of divine, and that will
An
empower
association of
us.
devotee, most important.
So that is why we call it International Society of Krishna Consciousness. So
Yes.
we
Why
get our consciousness to continue.
all these services, meditation, chanting, and this association, sadhu sang, all these adopting all these activities, we can achieve our daily this
Yes.
link with God.
Correct. Thank you, Mataji. With that, I complete. And sorry, a minute over. But thank you for
Prabhuji,
participating.
one thing,
Hopefully, it was
mind
Thank you,
should be
Prabhuji.
given to Lord. Mind should be fixed on Lord.
yes.
It is the essence of this line. Mind should
Thank
be
you, Prabhuji.
focused.
Man should be
Thank you, Prabhuji, for so
Thank you,
wonderful.
Prabhuji, for the
Thank
wonderful
you.
recap.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji,
Wonderful.
for participating.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanavad
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna. Thank you, Prasad.
So
Prabhu.
wonderful, Dika Prabhu. Hey,
Yes.
boss. Prabhu, if you
Yes,
just don't
Prabhu.
mind, I'll just give a darshan of Sri Lord Rama.
Oh,
Okay.
yes, please.
We
Prabhu.
just had yesterday Sri Ramnavami celebrations, and today also there is a Vasantotsavam celebration here. Just
Yeah.
came here for
And
seva.
today is Ekadashi
Okay.
also. So
Today
wonderful.
Ekadashi also. In Ekadashi we do 24 hours Kirtan here, Prabhu. Mahamantra.
Wonderful. Kindly give
Okay.
us darshan.
Yeah, I'll just give a darshan of Lord Rama. Okay.
Jai
Just
Shri
give me a
Ram.
second.
This is ISKCON Hyderabad, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. This is in Hyderabad, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Shri Krishna.
Lord
Sri
Sri
Ram
Rama is
Ram
very special.
Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Hare Krishna.
Hare Jai Shri
Thank you,
Ram.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, for wonderful darshan.
Thank you. This is 600 years old temple.
Wow. Very good.
This is exactly same as Bhadrachalam. Okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
If
Thank you.
possible, send a picture, Prabhu. The
Thank
Sure,
you,
sure.
tree is
Prabhuji,
not
for the
clearly
wonderful
visible.
darshan.
If you can send
Yeah.
in the
Paramadarshana,
chat room,
please.
that will be good.
Prasad, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Prabhu.
Hmm.
Hare.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Please proceed, Nitya Mataji. I'm sorry. I just thought of here.
Oh,
Prabhuji,
thank you.
thank you.
Please send the picture in the group, Prabhu. The
Sure, sure. I will do
close-up
that.
picture. Close-up picture.
Yeah, yeah. I will do that.
Is it seen, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
yes,
Yes,
Visible.
yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Thank you. Krishna. Yes. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to all Vaishnavas. I would like to seek blessings of His Grace Charu Prabhuji and Sharad Prabhuji and prayers of dear devotees. So today we are going through lesson 164, that is chapter 14th of 11th Canto, Srimad Bhagavatam. And so we are going through Uddhav Gita. And so this is the chapter that Lord explains the yoga system to Sri Uddhavji. So the super excellence of devotional service, that is bhakti, is the essence, and which has been free from ulterior motives. So we can see here it includes the two sections: the supreme process of devotional service and exploration of bhakti yoga, which is the essence of devotion. And the first 30 verses deal about this, and next 16 verses from 31 to 46 they talk about the transformative path of meditation, that is unveiling Sri Krishna's profound insights in response to the inquisitive quest of Sri Uddhava. So we will go through these two parts. So the first one, that is the different PPT abstract and the super excellence of selfless bhakti. So it been considered in 7 parts. So this chapter 14, it delivers a profound exploration of the fundamental themes surrounding devotional service as conveyed by Sri Krishna to Uddhavaji. So here we can see the first verse of this 14th chapter. Shri Uddhava Uvacha Vadanti Krishna Sreyansi Bahuni Brahma Vadina Tesham Vikalpa Pradhanyam Uddhaho Eka Mukhyata. So Uddhavji is confused here, we can see, because there are so many different paths which are suggested, and Lord also describes in Bhagavad Gita so the different paths which can lead oneself towards Lord Krishna. So here also for all of us, Uddhavji is asking the same question to Krishna, that are all these paths equal, or is there any supreme path? Okay. So this verse represents the confusion of every seeker. And so the devotional service, that is bhakti, as the supreme practice. So as the Lord is the ultimate one, is the only authority, and only he can answer this confusion. And so Uddhavji is asking this question. So this guys. Shitty. Okay, so about this first topic, the Krishna unequivocally asserts that devotional service to the Supreme Lord, the ultimate divine presence, transcends all other spiritual practices. So it stands out as the most potent avenue for spiritual growth, setting itself apart from practices rooted in self interest. The purity of intent, the second part is B portion from this first topic, devotion, that significantly this stage underscores the necessity of engaging in devotional service with pure motives. So genuine devotion thrives on selflessness. Just now we have discussed, as Sanju Prabhuji has taken in recap, and last week His Grace Prasad Prabhuji has dealt with this lesson 163. So how the self is and what is the consciousness. So one can redirect this and focus away from the personal, just mere personal gains, and towards the supreme itself. Okay, so what we have to do, the action points. So these are mentioned and briefed. So here we'll see the historical context of spiritual knowledge. So all of us know how this knowledge it is being transmitted, because we are in Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. Okay, so during annihilation, all this knowledge, Vedas, they do disappear. Okay, and during again creation, so these are manifested by Brahmaji. So this text meticulously chronicles the sacred lineage of spiritual wisdom, tracing his journey from the Supreme Lord to Brahma, then to Manu, and to various venerable sages. So this lineage highlights the sanctity and authenticity of held in this teaching. So it cannot be understood by even uh, God and goddesses. So what one can talk about the ordinary people. So as the Lord Krishna is understood not just by the intellect but by the devotion of his devotees. So here we can see that restoration of original religion. So this exploration of how the original path of religion. So bhakti is not just the ritual, but it is the spiritual. So it has been often obscured during epochs of destruction, reinforces the cyclical nature of creation and the vital role of divine intervention in reclaiming true spiritual wisdom. So it is the super excellence nature of Bhakti Yoga, or the devotional service as mentioned by Lord Krishna, and it again appears after annihilation, and it is being created through this disciplic succession. So we can see, so this spiritual knowledge, it enters in the downline. So next is, out of the 7 points, we dealt about the super excellence of selfless bhakti, the diversity of philosophical interpretations. So the multiplicity of desires. What the desires? So many times Prabhuji also insists about this. So the myriad desires of living beings, those are the unending. so which do range from material wealth to spiritual enlightenment, give rise to a spectrum of interpretations and philosophies, including atheistic views. So, this complexity reflects the rich tapestry of human thought and the tendency to stray from pure spiritual doctrine. The second one is illusion and misidentification. So, this particular passage illuminates the confusion wrought by illusion, where individuals can misinterpret superficial practices such as austerity for true spiritual progress. So, it accentuates the crucial need for discernment along one's spiritual journey. So, it is that so perfection, it begins with devotion, no? And so the clarity begins from surrender. So one can overcome this confusion and not get distracted with these several paths, but can single pointedly focus on this devotional service, and that is the true meditation. So that is not any yoga or gyan or any austerity can bind Lord Krishna, but it is only the intense bhakti. So then meditation and selflessness. So in this third and fourth point, here we see the fourth point is about meditation and selflessness. So what the true meditation is? So bhakti attracts Krishna directly. So there are so many paths which can lead towards Krishna, but it is only the bhakti yoga by means of which Krishna is attracted. Na? So, what the true meditation is, this is the meditation. The pinnacle of meditation is revealed as the complex focus of one's thoughts and actions in offering everything to the Supreme Lord. So, this profound act of surrender, Sharanagati, allows one to rise above personal desires, leading to authentic happiness. So, about surrender, as Prasad Prabhuji has also shown us, it is darshan today on Ramnami festival. So in our temple also there was drama of counselors which was played, and we laughed so much in that drama. It was on Bibhishan Sharanagati. Okay, so Krishna is not impressed by effort, but it is moved. He is moved by the affection of his devotees. So in the drama, we have seen the several characters which were played by the counselors, the fewer aged counselors, the few are the aged ones, and so still they were trying to narrate about how the Sharanagati should be. It was displayed. Okay, so
Were you also playing, Mataji? Were you also?
Hare Krishna.
Did you also play some role? Just curious.
I'm not getting Prabhuji.
Did you also play some role? Like, did you also act?
Oh,
like
not
some...
drama. Not in drama.
Okay.
Uh, we have inaugurated our website, which is from static to dynamic, and so that was my role. So we are going to put it on the domain website, iskonbaramati.com. So, but yeah, once we'll put it on domain, so I will share in the group also. Yeah. So thank you, Prabhuji, for the concern. So freedom from material desire. So engaging in devotional service liberates the individual from the trapping dualities of enjoyment and liberation, establishing selfless devotion as the gateway to genuine spiritual upliftment. So um, so one can get liberation, one do enjoy. So we loved, that means we enjoyed so much, in the drama. So that has been possible in bhakti. So um, people, so bhakti is not a void, it is not empty, it is not focusing on shunya. So it is only through bhakti, Lord says that he can be known. Okay. And so God is not an object of an analysis, but is an object of relationship. Okay. So we have to establish that relationship with the Lord. Okay. So the fifth point is effects of pure devotion. So the spiritual happiness, devotional service engenders a multitude of profound emotional experiences, including the exhilarating phenomenon of hair standing on end, illustrating the transformative power of authentic devotion. So that is the spiritual happiness one can get into. and Lord is Sachidananda, but we are the part and parcel of Him. So we can also relish that happiness. So, which leads again to the purification of heart. So, this particular passage powerfully conveys that pure devotion possesses the unique ability to cleanse the heart. So, he is sitting as Paramatma Sarup. So, he knows everything. Okay. So, Lord knows the heart of devotee. Devotee knows the heart of Lord. So, while in preaching, so we can reach to so this disease, we can uh, transform them. Okay, we can transfer this spiritual knowledge to them. Okay, so by the ways, by any means which has been possible for that. So this particular connection is presented as a deeply personal yet universally beneficial experience. Okay, so it cleanses the heart. So, the practical guidance for spiritual aspirants, abandonment of material elevation. So, Lord Krishna provides pivotal guidance on relinquishing material pursuits and worldly attachments, particularly those associated with women, underscoring the importance of detachment on the path to spiritual excellence. So, even we can see as it was Ramnami, so Shabri. So what she had, but she could please Lord Ram. She was not having any wealth. She was aged one, so not proper health also. But only her intense desire to serve Lord Ram. Na? So that has led towards the bhakti, and so it is the it has to be the ultimate aim of devotee. Okay, so the focus, so the wealth is just the tool, so one can use in the service. But ultimately, our desires, our intention, our attitude, so our inclination, so it has to be directed properly so that one can get elevated on the spiritual platform for the spiritual excellence. Then focus to Bhagwan Shri Krishna. So the insistence on continual meditation on Lord Krishna highlights the essential role of unwavering remembrance and devotion in achieving spiritual aspirations, asserting that devotion must be the core focus of life for any aspiring devotees. Okay, so even though one is born in a low condition, becomes purified if they develop devotion towards Krishna. So bhakti is beyond caste, it is beyond statuses, it is beyond qualification, and it is universally accessible. So we are all Matajis. Okay, so if we would have been not in ISKCON, so I don't know, we would have been knowing all these things. Okay, so it is only through ISKCON platforms we could get to know that devotion is the great equalizer in the life, and one should single pointedly focus on Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna also assures that my devotee is never lost. So, what has been instruction on meditation that is being given is the true object of meditation. So, in conclusion, this passage stresses the necessity of clarity regarding the focus of meditation. Why Lord Krishna? So, pointing practitioners towards the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, this clarity is crucial in maintaining a consistent and purposeful spiritual practice. So, Krishna never abandons his devotee. No? So, there is still hope and security. Okay, so how Lord assures, and he gives the powerful analogies that bhakti turns all sins completely. So, in conclusion, so this theme encapsulates this passage. We were rich and compelling philosophical tapestry surrounding the essence of devotional service. So, it portrays the path of bhakti not merely as the highest spiritual practice, but also as means of attaining profound personal fulfillment and universal well-being. Okay, so by emphasizing selflessness, the sacred transmission of knowledge and actionable guidance, it offers a comprehensive understanding of the transformative significance of devotion in the spiritual journey. So, darkness may remain for years, but one lamp removes it instantly. So the spiritual path is that lamp, which will guide us. That will be guided by our spiritual master, and in this particular journey, and we can get transformed. So bhakti brings Krishna towards oneself, and it is the essence, the supreme process of devotional service and exploration of bhakti yoga. So it includes the 8 sections. So the supremacy of bhakti yoga. So as there are 46 verses, there are 25 slides, and all these slides, they're awesome. They are prepared by His Grace Charu Prabhuji. So so it is His greatness that we so diligently He gives us all these things and this particular nectar, and for us it has been possible. Okay, so because Prabhuji, we all are covered with so many material impurities. Okay, but even though we know the soul is the pure gold, okay, but bhakti is the devotional fire, and you yourself and Desharat Prabhuji, they try to ignite this devotional fire among us, and we are trying to get becoming pure, and we are revealing our original purity. At least we are trying. So mind is fixed on Krishna, and ego and expectations, they do get reduced, and that is the truth base, which is the side product. So um, everywhere we see there are world war situations in the world. So uh, every country is trying to, at least India, okay, so they are trying to develop the peace. The peace is not found by controlling the world or anybody else, but by connecting to Lord Krishna. So we have to internalize this bhakti. We have to work on ourselves, and not outside. Okay, so the philosophical significance of supremacy of Bhakti Yoga is, this takes powerfully assess that Bhakti Yoga stands as the pinnacle pathway to self realization and the profound communion with the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So, direct connection. Okay, unlike other Vedic paths that offer gradual elevation of consciousness, Bhakti Yoga is a shortcut. It bestows an immediate access to the divine, enabling practitioners to experience pure, unconditional love for the Supreme, and it has to be the ulterior motive of every jiva. So, what the inclusivity is? It proclaims that Bhakti Yoga transcends societal barriers, making it universally accessible. This inclusivity underlines the intrinsic potential for spiritual path, for spiritual growth within every individual, beckoning all to partake in this devotional journey. Then, role of this Vedic knowledge. So, about the overview, the philosophical significance, this passage elaborates on the vital transmission and preservation of Vedic knowledge, emphasizing its ultimate destination, that is devotional service. Okay, so what is the transcendental sound is? The Vedas are portrayed as eternal and transcendent. While their purity may diminish during annihilation, but they are restored through divine revelation to Brahmaji, underscoring the paramount importance of divine guidance in our spiritual endeavors. Material contamination. So, this text traces the necessity of attaining a purified state of consciousness for a genuine comprehension of the Vedas, illuminating the profound connection between personal growth and spiritual understanding. Okay, so external ups and downs lose the power when one is fixed in Krishna. So bhakti brings the emotional stability. So like an anchor keeps a ship steady in the storm. Similarly, Lord Krishna keeps the devotee steady in life, even in sukha dukkha. Okay. So samadrushti one gets. So those who fully surrender become free from mind and I, develop steady devotion, and ultimately attain Krishna's nature. Okay, so bhakti transforms identity from I to Lord You. Okay, so it has been very easy in action points. What one can do is patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachiti tadam bhaktyupadhatam ashnami prayatatmana. Okay, so this is one of the most Lord verses as we see, and Lord Krishna accepts even the simplest offering. No? So after our dedication, after our surrender, if we offer with love and bhakti, no, so that will be accepted. So Lord does not measure the size of any offering or the cost, how much costly it is, how much costly diamond is it has been offered. But what Lord sees is how with devotion and prayers it has been offered. Okay, so a poor devotee always offers water with tears. A rich man offers gold without feeling. So Lord Krishna will choose the first one because it comes from the affection. So one should try to offer the food and make it prasadam by offering, and we can offer our prayers daily and offer our heart sincerely. So the supreme process of devotional service is the third part, the diversity of spiritual paths. So the text thoughtfully recognizes the rich tapestry of spiritual philosophies and practices reflecting the myriad desires and natures inherent in humanity. The one is understanding of reality, and the second one is common purpose. So, this examination of various theistic and atheistic perspectives reveals the intricate spectrum of human experience and exposes the often misguided interpretations surrounding the concept of ultimate truth. We are getting confused, the people. So, before entering into ISKCON, so we were not so much aware no, about this uh, absolute truth, the ultimate truth, who is why we should offer prayers to Lord Krishna. Okay, so this real knowledge, the true knowledge we are seeking. Okay, so it will make us free from any confusion. As here we can see, Lord is teaching to Uddhavaji, and uh, so a devotee is always dear than any other self-realized yogi to Lord. So one should not get misguided. So bhakti creates intimacy with Krishna. So despite the diversity of paths taken, the universal quest remains to know and love the Supreme. So this shared aspiration unifies practitioners in the essence of bhakti, fostering a deep sense of connection and community. So we have to connect. Okay, so Krishna is not attracted by greatness, but he is attracted by the loving devotion. So wherever a devotee goes, that place becomes dham. No? So we do have the students. Okay, they are getting taste in Krishna consciousness. Okay, they do see me. They do call me Mataji in college also. Okay, so uh, devotees, they are walking tirthas, they are the holy places. Okay, so the nature of happiness and suffering, and this text compellingly contrasts the transient happiness sought through material pursuits with the eternal bliss found in devoted service towards Krishna. The illusion of material enjoyment. So, material achievements are depicted as ephemeral and ultimately unfulfilling, highlighting the urgent need to seek deeper spiritual satisfaction that can only be uncovered through bhakti. Okay, so in whatever one ways one is resourceful, one can try for removing such illusion from um, the whosoever are near and dear to us, the relatives, the friends. Okay, so one can try for this, and one can try to give this taste also. As we know, deities, they are there in the temple, but uh, devotee is the walking person. So devotee can go anywhere, and so is the essence. One should try to preach this Krishna consciousness. What we can get is detachment and fulfillment. Okay, so genuine happiness is revealed to stem from detachment from transient desires. So this reinforces the transformative idea that surrendering to the divine fosters liberation from suffering and paves the way to enduring joy. So in last sessions also we have seen the suffering that is the stepping stone for all of us, so as to awaken this spiritual journey. And it's not the ultimate end, that is the death. Okay, so these are few curtain raisers, tailors. So these are displayed by Lord, and Krishna gives a complete formula for all of us in bhakti. What he says is, think of me, worship me, offer obeisances, and you will become dear to me. So this is simple yet complete spirituality. So thinking, that means meditation, action means worship, and humility means surrender. And so through surrender, we can please Lord. And that is the beautiful secret here. We can see Lord Krishna is revealing to Uddhavaji. And um, we can, it has been Sankirtan Yagya, preaching is, and when devotees they do chant, okay, so Lord Krishna is invited. The supreme process of devotional service, fifth and sixth point out of 8. The fifth point is purification through devotion. So the transformative power of Bhakti Yoga is paramount, revealing how genuine devotion purifies the heart and consciousness of the seeker. So this profound purification sparks a remarkable spiritual awakening, guiding the soul back to its true essence of serving the Lord in the eternal spiritual realm. So first is spiritual cleansing. The metaphor of fire refining gold poignantly illustrates how sincere devotion incinerates sins. One is freed from sins and impurities, allowing the soul to reclaim its original state of service to the Lord. Okay. So the experiential spirituality, the deeply immersive and experiential nature of Bhakti Yoga comes alive through ecstatic experiences, tears of joy, and heart melting devotion. So that forge an intimate connection and catalyze profound spiritual awakening. We have to just plug ourselves in Krishna consciousness and get the connection. Okay, so nothing attracts Krishna but only the pure bhakti, that is the essence, is not conquered by power. We have seen in Damodar Leela also, he is not conquered by knowledge but is conquered by his love. Um, yes, as we see, a king cannot be defeated in battle, but he is conquered by a child's love. Okay, so the role of devotee. The section underscores the unparalleled position in the, so still it is 8th slide, underscores the unparalleled position of the devotee in relation to the Supreme Lord. So a reciprocal love, the intimate bond between Krishna and his devotees epitomizes the essence of divine love, showcasing how the Lord's affection for his devotees surpasses even that for the mightiest celestial beings. This fosters an intensely personal connection between the devotee and the divine. So we are in the world of generative AI, isn't it? So it is generative, na? But bhakti is creative. Okay, so here customized law of reciprocation we do get in bhakti, and it is creative. So dependence on divine mercy. So emphasizing the necessity of relying on Krishna's mercy rather than mere material qualification highlights a powerful spiritual truth. Genuine progress stems from divine grace, not from personal accomplishment. Okay, so there can be a list of material qualification, okay, but how Lord we can please by remaining in association, by remaining detached and achieving the perfection in bhakti. Okay, next is the 7th and 8th points in the supreme process of devotional service, warning against material attachment. So this section serves as a vigilant reminder of the perils associated with material attachment, particularly to sensual pleasures. So the first one is detrimental effects. This text starkly illustrates the spiritual degradation and suffering that result from attachment to women and sensual enjoyment, making it clear that this pursuits lead one away from true fulfillment. Okay, then so there are so many examples nowadays they are going through. from my town itself, there is one person, and he has spoiled so many politicians. There is chain of politicians. There are 40 politicians. Okay, in that Boa Baji and all that, it's been there. So it is so disgusting. No? So even though I do sit to see the news, okay, I feel that I should put off that television. Okay, so it's so disgusting. So to hear also. So, what is a call for discipline? A compelling call to reject entanglements with material attachments emphasizes the empowering nature of self control and discipline, steering individuals towards spiritual elevation and deeper communion with the Supreme. One should attract this young generation, okay, in this platform. Okay, and as they are thinking this is Gen Z, they are in AI age. Okay, we should try to uh, see that this message it reaches to them. Okay, so so there is an emergency call, how the generations they will get devastated. So there is no creativity left by 2035. Okay, so the corporate it will be humanless. Okay, so everything it will be done by robots, machine learning it has been there. Okay, so so much of time Lord has given us with AI, so why not spend time for bhakti? Okay, so everything if machine is doing, so let's have bhakti happily. Okay, so the final realization and return to Sri Krishna. Overview is Bhakti Yoga passionately aims to reconnect individuals with their original spiritual identity, guiding them to serve the Lord with unwavering devotion. So the eternal service, the aspiration to return to the Godhead and engage in eternal loving service encapsulates the ultimate purpose of existence to serve the Lord with unconditional love. So, this highlights the profound importance of re establishing divine relationship with Lord Krishna. So, holistic spirituality is a holistic approach to spirituality is emphasized here where knowledge, emotions, and devotion seamlessly converge in the soul's journey back to the divine source. So, in conclusion, all these 8 points we do see these thematic elements articulate a powerful philosophical framework centered on Bhakti Yoga, how Bhakti is exclusive, how it is universal, how it is transformative, and establishing as the most effective path to spiritual elevation and communion with the Supreme. Okay, so it was so nice to talk on this. I felt so nice. Okay, the path of meditation and devotional service in the pursuit of liberation. So this is from verse 31 to 46. It is the nature of meditation. Even in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, uh, okay, it is how it has been also mentioned how one can meditate. So bhakti process, it is the um, okay, so it happens naturally when one surrenders and pure devotee gets liberated, do not have even desire for liberation and freedom from birth. So bhakti is not a means to an end, but it is both the means and goal also. Okay, so it is our aim also, and yes, ultimate objective. So inquiry about meditation. Uddhava approaches Lord Krishna, a central figure in the tradition, seeking wisdom on the meditation process essential for those yearning for liberation. So, this inquiry underscores the vital need for a thorough understanding of various self realization methods. So, comparative analysis. The passage compellingly asserts the superiority of Bhakti Yoga over other processes, practices, enhancing one's grasp and appreciation of devotional services, profound significance. Then, context of inquiry. Uddhav's question transcends personal curiosity. It reflects his deep compassion for all of us, okay, who may not yet embrace the path of love for Godhead, showcasing his selfless character. So, in the practical guidelines for meditation, okay, and here we also see in our sampradaya, so how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established how this bhakti can be um, displayed, how bhakti can be followed practically. So physical posture. Krishna offers Uddhava precise instruction on achieving the ideal physical posture for meditation, sitting on a stable seat. Okay, aligning the body and maintaining a focused gaze. This ensures comfort and stability, paving the way for deeper practice. Okay, how one should sit in yoga position, etc. Then is the breath control pranayam. So, how it is about oxygen, CO2, breath control, Shwas, that has been very much required, and mastering specific breathing techniques like Pura Kumbha Krechaka becomes a cornerstone in preparing both mind and body for meditation, fostering a steady and controlled state that enhances the meditative experience. Okay, so the inner focuses, this practice demands a shift from external distractions towards the inner self, ultimately directing attention towards the divine form of Krishna. Why we have to get stabilized physically, okay, and mentally. So that is the requirement of both body and mind. Okay, so once that has been achieved successfully, okay, one can yes direct ourselves for the divine form of Krishna. Okay, so here we can see the next is the visualization and inner contemplation, the imagery in meditation. Krishna's form is vividly described, highlighting attributes that inspire love and devotion. Visualizing Krishna becomes a powerful focal point, drawing practitioners deeper in meditation. So, um, we can meditate on Krishna's face, his peacock feather, his lotus feet, okay, the garlands, the yellow dhoti he is wearing. So likewise, one can meditate on his form. So it facilitates a transition from duality to a unified state of consciousness. Okay, so recognition of unity through meditation, individuals awaken to the profound interconnectedness of their soul with the Supreme, mirroring the inseparable relationship between the sun and its rays, emphasizing an enduring mutual existence. So, ultimate goal of meditation is the zenith of meditation transcends mere liberation from worldly suffering. It lies in rekindling the eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord characterized by pure love and devotion. Okay, so um, it is not just by the external means, but we can internalize ourselves by focusing our mind on Lord Krishna, and true devotee becomes peaceful, frees from expectations, and gets spiritually liberated even while living itself, Jivan Mukta. But that is not only the ultimate aim for all of us. So in bhakti, all these material desires get fade away, and one gets the higher test. Okay, in Krishna consciousness, the ultimate path, and it leads directly towards him. So the superiority of bhakti yoga, the integration of practices. Okay, it acknowledges that various yoga systems such as Hatha Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, okay, serve as pathways towards Bhakti Yoga, reinforcing that true perfection in meditation is realized through devotional service. So, liberation through devotion, even at the initial stages of Bhakti Yoga, practitioners attain a state of liberation as genuine devotional activities stem from spontaneous love, marking a transformative shift from mechanical practice to heartfelt service. We do chant. In the beginning, we do chant mechanically, but slowly we are here just like drama, we are acting. Yes, Lord, yes, I'm chanting. Yes, yes. But slowly, as one tries to get the test, in between, Lord also gives the test to the devotee. Yes, chanting is good. You are doing well. Okay. Likewise, slowly, and again, for a longer time, we don't relish such experience. Okay, so now Lord awaits that how devotionally you progress on this particular path. Okay, with heartfelt service, sadhana, seva, sadachar, it has been possible. The illusion of material identification, the false identification. The meditation process powerfully dismantles false material identifications with the body and mind, allowing for a clearer understanding of the self as an integral part of the divine. Okay, so many times we do see, if we do sit for chanting, so many thoughts they do come in mind. So in a day there are 20,000 thoughts we do get in our mind. Okay, and all these get okay crowded while we do for sitting. So if we do pray Lord, if we pray our acharyas, Guru Maharaj, so it will help us for the proper meditation. So that is the spiritual awakening. By engaging in concentrated meditation, practitioners gain mastery over their minds, transcending material illusions and ultimately achieving a state of pure consciousness that unfolds eternal bliss and profound wisdom. So the role of devotional services. Okay, devotion as the pinnacle path. So Gyan may show the path, yoga may walk the path, but bhakti brings Krishna to walk to you. No? So do I want Krishna's gifts or do I want Krishna himself? Okay, as we have learned in the example of Duryodhana and Arjunji. No? So Duryodhana wanted the army of Lord Krishna, okay, but Arjuna wanted Lord Krishna himself. Okay, so this text passionately emphasizes that true spiritual fulfillment blossoms from engaging in loving service to Krishna, as all other paths culminate in bhakti as their ultimate destination. Liberation through service. The final realization is marked by the active engagement in serving Krishna, signifying a transformative shift. Okay, so from being a mere meditator to becoming a dedicated participant in divine service. So, what's the conclusion is from this particular path of meditation and devotional service in pursuit of liberation is it interviews the profound themes of meditation, devotion, and spiritual liberation, offering a compelling and comprehensive guide for practitioners committed to deepening their connection with the divine. So, can we have a break or shall we go ahead, Prabhuji?
For you, Mataji. Can continue.
Yeah, because there are many slides. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. So, as per Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, the supreme process of devotional service we learn through an exploration of Bhakti Yoga. So, our acharyas yesterday in His Grace Charu Prabhuji has inaugurated Govinda Bhashya session we are going to begin with, and it is how Shri Baldev Vidyabhushanji tried to establish and defeated Ramanandis in this particular debate and given us a particular philosophy. So these are not merely the philosophies, but these are the ways how acharyas they are showing how the heart of Lord Himself belongs to His devotees. So Uddhava here, a devoted disciple of Krishna, okay, honestly seeks clarity regarding the diverse spiritual practices, sadhanas outlined in Vedic literature. Krishna, revered as the supreme personality of Godhead and the ultimate source of spiritual wisdom, stands at the forefront of this quest. Significance is Uddhava's inquiry emphasizes the rich tapestry of spiritual paths available, stirring a profound discussion about the essence of true devotion and its place in the quest for understanding. The primacy of bhakti. Krishna's teaching, Krishna unequivocally teaches that unalloyed devotional service is the supreme channel for realizing Him, transcending all other spiritual practices, including meditation, yoga, philosophical knowledge. So, what is the philosophical basis rooted in Krishna's divine nature? Bhakti emerges as the very essence of the Vedas, establishing itself as the most effective and essential means of spiritual realization. Okay, here we can see how one can meditate on Lord Krishna's form, Lord Krishna's form. Okay, so it is being told by Lord Himself how one can meditate on His form, Roop. Then one can remember the qualities, the pastimes of Lord. Okay, one can remember Kanti Smaran. Okay, so then is one can offer prayers. Okay, Sharanagati prayers. We do see so many bhajans which are written by our acharyas like Haridas Thakur. There are so many. सर्वस्व तोमार चरणे संपिया पड़ीची तोमार घरे আমি তো ঠাকুর তোমার কুকুর কিলিয়া জানা হো মোরে. So they are telling us bhakti is not just a practice, it has to be felt within. So it is a potent transformative force that purifies the devotee, leading to profound spiritual joy and an intimate connection with the divine. So this transformation instills hope and a sense of possibility for anyone committed to their spiritual growth. So the comparison with other paths. While other spiritual practices may yield temporary relief, they fall short in leading to liberation. Only bhakti promises eternal happiness and true freedom. Okay. In Sharanagati also we do see the prayer that Gopina Mama Nivedana Shunu विषय दुर्जना सदा कामरत किछु नहीं मोर गुण गोपीना. So one should seek, one should go and approach with this intent towards Lord Krishna. Okay, and by offering such prayers, by offering food, water we do prepare, if we offer. Okay, so patram pushpam phalam toyam, we know that well. Okay. So whatever the resources we do have, we should be thankful. We should be mindful about the Lord. So the role of desire and detachment. Here Krishna elucidates that true devotees are free from material desires, focusing solely on serving Him. This essential detachment from worldly cravings is a prerequisite for meaningful spiritual advancement. So the discourse cautions against the snares of attachment to sensual pleasures, particularly with women, which can bind the soul in suffering. It stresses the necessity of solitude and unwavering focus on Krishna for spiritual elevation. So how in the same chapter of Avduta, so we have Avdut Brahman, we have seen the 24 spiritual master in that Pingala. So how she could get overnight materially detached. Okay. So she can, though why not we? Okay. So the variety of spiritual philosophies, the multiplicity of views, the text recognizes the confusion stemming from the myriad philosophical viewpoints and practices that characterize our spiritual landscape. And this includes parts of Jnana, Yoga, Karma, and Bhakti, each offering unique pathways to spiritual fulfillment. Towards the importance of guidance, the wisdom of enlightened sages, rishis, and the authenticity of Vedic teachings are pivotal for navigating towards the path of Bhakti. Okay, so much it is being given by our acharyas, and these are so nicely translated by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. So we are so bestowed by the mercy of Lord with these books and knowledge we are getting. Okay, Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So these are the basics, and yes, one can try to have and establish this relationship with the Lord and His devotees. So intimacy with the divine Krishna reveals a personal and affectionate bond with his devotees, asserting that they occupy a cherished position in his heart, surpassing even demigods and celestial beings. Okay, this relationship is inherently reciprocal as devotees wholly surrender to Krishna. He responds by bestowing upon them access to his divine grace and essence. Okay, so purification through bhakti, spiritual cleansing, engaging in bhakti is likened to fire refining gold. It cleanses the impurities of the soul, revealing its true divine nature. Okay. We do call it as tapasya. Na? So tapasya is not like going to Himalaya and sit there and meditate. Okay, so a devotee's life, the devotee can be grihastha. So that is the demand of the hour also. So by purifying oneself, all the senses, okay, in this Krishna consciousness, one can elevate on this platform. So, cleansing mechanism, bhakti functions as a powerful means to purify the heart and mind, allowing the devotee to truly perceive Krishna and experience ecstatic spiritual fulfillment. The finality of bhakti, inaccessibility of other paths. Krishna emphasizes that paths such as jnana, that is a dry and speculative knowledge, or yoga fall short of leading to him without the core element of bhakti, affirming its unparalleled significance as the ultimate spiritual practice. The inclusivity of bhakti, this teaching resonates deeply, illustrating that even those from humble beginnings can attain purity through bhakti, highlighting its universal appeal and importance. So, this inclusivity ensures that all seekers feel valued and empowered on their spiritual journeys. So, here it is being shown that humble beginnings can attain. So, we do have ego, so much of ego, false ego is been there. So, just now about good quality ego, Raksha Mataji was saying about how ego has to be, how one can align our ego and this devotional service. Okay, so it highlights the universal appeal and importance, and this inclusivity ensures that all seekers feel valued and empowered on their spiritual journey. So, even Kharutai squirrel we do see in Ram Leela. So she was given a role by Lord himself, that seva. So um, it was, so on the other side was seva of Hanumanji. So it was so great, so great. But here, other side, we do squirrel examples. Even that was not unseen by Lord Krishna, and squirrel was blessed and liberated by Lord himself. So one can see that it can be seen only in bhakti. And so I have written, I said in this demonstration, the Shabri's role. Just a minute, I will just recite how Shabri became dear to Lord. It's Marathi written in, and so घनदाट वनात शांत सकाळ, पंपा सरोवरचा मंद झुळूक वारा, त्या काठावर लहानशी कुटी आणि तिथे भक्तीची साधी धारा. गुरु मातंग ऋषी म्हणाले प्रमाणे एक दिवस येतील श्रीराम, त्या एका वचनावर शबरीने अर्पिले आपले जीवन आणि प्राण. मातंग पर्वत साक्षी होता तिच्या भक्तीचा, प्रत्येक दिवस नव्या आशेने उजळे, प्रभू येतील या एका विश्वासाने तिचे हृदय रामनामात न्हाले. फुले गोळा करी फळे आणि we all Matajis do such seva Prabhuji in garland making and all. So she also did the same. प्रेमाने सजवी आश्रम द्वार, आज येतील का माझे प्रभू श्रीराम, हा एकच प्रश्न तिच्या अंतरात राम दरबार. आणि एक दिवस वनमार्गे आले करुणामय प्रभूजी रामचंद्र आणि लक्ष्मण, त्या लहानशा कुटीत उतरला भक्तीचा दिव्य आणि पवित्र क्षण. चाखलेली बोर फळे अर्पिली तिने. She was not having anything other so as to be offered, as she was there in forest. Okay, every day she used to, there was consistency in her seva. So चाकलेली बोर फळे अर्पिली तिने, हात थरथरले डोळे भरले, प्रभू श्री रामचंद्रांनी प्रेमाने ती स्वीकारली, भक्तीचे मूल्य जगाला कळले. नाही जात नाही अभिमान नाही वैभवाचा आधार, शुद्ध प्रेम जिथे वाहते तिथेच उतरतात भगवंत साकार. So we had decorated this pastime of Shabri and Sri Ram in our temple for this Ramnami festival. So how bhakti is precious. So it was the example. So practical aspects of devotion. So here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying is the symptoms of bhakti. So it depicts the emotional and physical manifestation of genuine bhakti, tears, laughter, and a melting heart, which reveal authentic devotion and connection to the divine. So integration of practice. So engaging in practices like hearing and chanting, Krishna's glories is essential for the cultivation of bhakti and the purification of the devotee. Engaging acts such as hearing and chanting Krishna's glories is fundamental for nurturing bhakti and elevating the devotee's spiritual journey. The irreplaceable path of bhakti, the ultimate realization, the passage culminates in a compelling affirmation of bhakti as the exclusive path to true realization, reinforcing that without it, no other spiritual practice can yield liberation or a profound understanding of the divine. So, this exploration reveals the profound depth and intricacy of bhakti as articulated within the text. So, it highlights its philosophical significance in the broader context of Vedic teachings and the spiritual odyssey of those who seek a deeper connection with the divine. Okay, so Shabri was not having any association, but um, she she kept in heart the word of her spiritual master. One day Lord Sri Ram will be there, and uh, it was not uh, it was not fixed now on which day Lord Sri Ram is going to come. So every day she was manifesting her devotional service. Okay, so here how bhakti is so intense. The essence of meditation, bhakti, yearning for liberation. Uddhava's inquiry embodies the deep desire for liberation through meditation, underscoring that comprehension of the right approach is vital for achieving spiritual aspirations. Centrality of bhakti. This passage powerfully says that devotional service is indispensable for effective meditation. Without it, no other spiritual practice can lead to transformation. So, the seeks precise guidance on meditation practices tailored for devotees striving for liberation, recognizing the necessity of clarity in spiritual disciplines. So, focus intentions. So, these are the dimensions of meditation. Uddhava probes into the specific form or aspect of the divine. That should be the focus of meditation. Not on Shunya, we have to meditate, okay? But focus on the Lord aspect, the form of Lord, suggesting that the chosen focal point profoundly impact one's spiritual trajectory. So the guided meditation it has been suggested. So actionable guidelines for effective meditation. So it unveils Lord Sri Krishna's profound insights in response to Sri Uddhava's inquiry about the posture and breath mastery. Optimal sitting position, the guidance articulates the ideal posture for meditation, comfortable yet stable, essential for fostering deep concentration. Then is pranayam, breath control. The text emphasizes refined breath control techniques, illustrating a systematic method to calm both mind and body, paving the way for deeper meditation. Then concentration and visualization techniques. So eye focus. Fixing the gaze on the tip of the nose significantly aids in stabilizing the mind. Then heart lotus visualization, envisioning the lotus in the heart along with celestial imagery, that is sun and moon and the divine form, heightens concentration and deepens one's devotion. As it has been told by Sri Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, then out of 6 points is fourth one, Lord Shri Krishna's divine form and his sacred attributes. One first point is physical grace. His exquisite limbs, enchanting visage, and divine adornments convey the auspicious purity inherent in his form. Okay, he is the only one, so can be meditated. Not to him, one should meditate on. The symbolic elements, iconic symbols like the Shankha Chakra Gada Padma, conch, disc, lotus, embody spiritual principles, providing focal points during meditation. Emotional resonance was to establish. This portrayal nurtures a deep emotional bond between the devotee and the divine, significantly enriching the meditative experience. Then is the fifth point for the journey into deep meditation. So withdrawal of the senses from their sense objects. So everything it has been so difficult, but once we align ourselves, okay, what it's been told by our spiritual master, by being in association by reading the books, by chanting, by keeping the diet properly, by, okay, with this devotion, one can control the senses. So practitioners are guided to withdraw the senses from external distractions to cultivate a pure focus on the divine. So concentration practices are focusing on a smiling face. The culmination of meditation revolves around Krishna's smiling face, serving as a gentle and welcoming focal point. Okay, so um, growing from form to emptiness. Ultimately, practitioners are led to transcend the physical realm, establishing a connection with a formless state of pure consciousness, symbolizing the transition from duality to unity. And then the last one is, in a conclusion, awakening to oneness with the divine. Okay, so serve as all these verses from 31 to 46, they do serve as a powerful guide to meditation within the context of bhakti, highlighting practical techniques, the vital importance of divine focus, and the inspiring ultimate goal of realizing unity with the Supreme. Through Uddhava's inquiry, we discover the profound synergy of devotion and discipline practice as transformative pathways to liberation. So, what we could recognize, okay, and what one should do is recognize the supreme within. The pinnacle of meditation is the profound realization of the individual soul's unity with the supreme soul, akin to the relationship between sunlight and the sun. Okay, he is Shakti himself and Shaktiman. No? So dissolution of illusion. The ultimate aim is to dissolve the illusion of material identity and attachment, achieving a state of samadhi, complete absorption in meditation 24/7. Then is the philosophical significance. So this realization echoes a core tenet of Vedanta philosophy, where non-duality is essential for attaining spiritual liberation. To Vedantis, to Vaishnavas, which where it is being told in Vedas by our acharyas. Okay, so they will lead us so as to awaken towards this spiritual. So here I tried to cover this topic and how one can be released from the all hankering for either enjoyment or liberation, and how bhakti is superior one over the others. It destroys the countless sinful reactions and produces the symptoms of spiritual happiness, and it purifies the hearts, enable ones to achieve the association of the supreme personality of Godhead. And because the devotee is very dear to Lord, is always close to him, he is able to turn to purify the entire universe. By virtue of the unflinching devotion to the Lord, the devotee can never be completely diverted by the objects of sense enjoyment, even if he is not able to gain control over the senses in the beginning. So, one desiring to attain the perfection of life is advised to give up all material processes of elevation as well as the association of women. He should, or one should, then merge his mind constantly in thought of Lord Krishna. Finally, the Lord instructed Sri Uddhava about the true object of meditation. So, this was about the essence of the 14th chapter of 11th canto, how Lord Krishna explains the yoga system to Uddhava. And so, thank you very much, His Grace Charu Prabhuji and His Grace Sharat Prabhuji, for giving me an opportunity. And thanks for the technical guidance by His Grace Sanjeev Prabhuji. Thank you, Hare Krishna, and thank you all dear devotees for listening. For any questions, so Prabhuji will. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful session. It was very nice to hear. And nice songs. It was wonderful singing from you.
I'm not good one at singing. Okay.
Marathi, it was very wonderful.
Nitya Sakhi Mataji, that was so wonderful. Especially the Shabari song. I think you must have written yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji, it was very nice. The talk was very much attractive. And also the Sabari Upakhyan was very nice.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. So
Thank you,
wonderful
Mataji.
class, Mataji. So many takeaways. So supremacy of bhakti. So we are so relishing these subjects. These PPTs are so wonderful.
Yes.
Each and every word is so nice, Mataji, in this PPT because it relates to bhakti. So we are so fortunate that in today's Ekadashi and we are hearing such a wonderful topic. So it's really so nice and amazing.
Mataji, when we read this lesson now from the book, okay, we do get confused, but Charu Prabhuji's PPTs are there, na? They are the great.
Yes,
Yeah,
very true, Mataji.
we can pinpoint the things and the core. He knows what is the core and just in this lesson.
जी,
This is the
जी,
condensed form.
माताजी,
PPT
मेरा
is a
अपना
condensed.
Yes.
मेरा अपना
हाँ
कुछ नहीं है, ये सब हमारे आचार्य के कमेंट्स है, वही मैं
यस प्रभु जी, मगर
लिख रहा हूँ।
आपने जो जिस तरह से आपने प्रेजेंट किया वो तो आपकी मेहनत तो है ना प्रभु जी,
Yes.
और हमें वो मिल रहा है, वो हमारा फॉर्चून है.
Yes.
सागर
It is
भाई जी, it's very wonderful PPT. And
Yes.
thank you, Mataji. It's very wonderful.
पीपीटी को लाइव देने के लिए आप लोग है ना?
Prabhuji, you give life through your
Different-
PPTs, you know, for this. Yeah, it's
भाई जी,
legacy.
उसको
Hare Krishna.
भाई जी, एक चीज है, जैसे जैसे वो पढ़ते हैं ना PPT, वैसे वैसे उसमें इतना ऑब्जर्व हो जाता है कि उसमें आनंद ही आना शुरू हो जाता है. वेरी नाइस PPT.
को एंड जी आप
Hare
तो
Krishna.
गजब का है.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna Mataji. So I just one question. Mataji very nicely explained, and such an auspicious occasion today, the Ekadashi. We had a darshan of Lord Ram. We also celebrated Ram Navami with almost 60 devotees at our home 3 days back. So it's a Ram. ISKCON is gearing up from Krishna's to the Lord Ram, and I'm witnessing that, witnessing the change that is happening. That's very good. So question, Prabhuji, Charu Prabhuji, maybe to him or something. In the slide, it's a mention, purity of Vedas diminishes during annihilation. The word was used. I'm little bit of confused with that. The purity is not diminished, but understanding by the people, by the surrounding, as the knowledge is misunderstood. Vedas purity cannot diminish, right? The wording is not, I just get
Can you
confused.
show that slide again? Can you show
Yeah.
the slide?
Please show the slide. I am confused with that. It cannot be like that.
Just a minute.
I think the third or fourth purity of Vedas diminish with the duration during annihilation.
historical context, maybe.
Third or fourth. No, it is there. The same word is there. Because Vedas knowledge can be misinterpreted or lost little bit by people, but Vedas purity cannot diminish. Purity of, I think the word was.
Yeah, purity of intent.
No,
I just saw this purity
the
of
word was
intent.
exact I'm reading.
Purity of intent is there?
No, intent was not the word itself, was the purity of Veda diminishes during annihilation.
It was about the spiritual knowledge.
You have to read it in a particular context, then we can.
Here, hold on here. The Vedas are, okay, exactly here. Okay, that's the second point. Point second, go back. Yeah. So the Vedas are portrayed as eternal and transcendental, while the purity may diminish during material annihilation.
Is in the left side or the number 1 or 2?
This is a two.
No, 2.
Transcendental sound.
2A, 2A.
The Vedas are portrayed as eternal and transcendent, while their purity may diminish during material annihilation. They are
So people
restored
may misunderstand. Yeah.
through divine revelation to Brahma, underlying the paramount importance of divine guidance in our spiritual endeavors. I think the Vedic knowledge, that is what it is talking about. Vedic knowledge that is there, over time, sometimes it gets, like Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also says, right? In the passage of time, this profound knowledge was lost. So I'm reintroducing that Bhagavad Gita knowledge. So it's, I think, in the same kind of spirit it's mentioned here. Transcendental sound, the Vedas are portrayed as eternal and transcendent, while their purity may diminish during material annihilation. So, if the Vedic knowledge, in fact, I was doing something else last couple of days, and Govinda Bhashya, there also is come across that thing. So, what happens that during that time, when particular Veda itself, the Vedic knowledge is eternal. Even during the annihilation of the universe, remember there are different kinds of annihilation. During the day of Brahma, and final annihilation, but the Vedic knowledge never get lost. Okay,
Yeah.
so in that spirit that we are talking about, that even during the time that is annihilation takes place, the Vedic knowledge remains eternal. Now here it is diminished in the sense the among the in this human society, that knowledge get diminished as time goes, but the knowledge itself is not disappearing. It's within the memory, within the time, the human time limit. That is what is affecting that. Do you understand,
So,
Pramod?
yeah, no, I understand that the wording can be misread. The purity is always there. The knowledge is lost in the sense people misinterpret or people misunderstand. That part
Yeah.
happens. That part. Because Vishwanath Chakravarti is also, I was reading entire 14th chapter. He talks about different paths, right? There he mentions like
Yeah.
the same Vedas, how Tamoguna people read. And he talks about out of 8.4 million, 4 lakh people are the human varieties, right? Kinnaras, and he talks about all those people. So
Yes.
because of their how they same Vedas the same, how they interpret wrongly, right? That's what he talks about, and different paths are there. So this is okay. Just I wanted to bring up
Yeah.
here.
I think the interpretation is also sometimes happens. Different people interpret differently, and how, let's say, these Mayavadis, they talk about these Vedanta sutras. Their interpretation, there's misinterpretation, sometimes goes haywire. What is the original intent of Vyasadeva? That is what we are going to study. In fact, I was just a couple days back, I was working in one of the this thing. That's exactly happened. So that is kind of different than over here. The passage of time, there is a little bit different.
Yeah, understood, Prabhuji. I just want to bring that re-emphasize that particular point, Prabhuji. And Mataji, I have just one more question on that.
One point, Prabhuji, like we'll be studying in the 12th canto also about Kali Yuga. What to talk of annihilation, at the end of Kali Yuga, everything including the Vedas, they will lose their meaning, they will lose their relevance, and they will not be there only on ground. At that time, only the Tulasi,
Remember
the
that Kaitaba, they stole the Vedas, and the Lord had to come and recover that, retrieve back for Brahma.
Losing the relevance is one thing, and losing the purity of the one. These two are totally two different things, right?
See, purity means, yes, you are right in that sense, but purity means it will not be pure to the jivas. They will not think it pure. That's why over a period of time, like you see at this point of time, 94% of the Vedic literature, they are lost. They are not there. Only 6% is there with which we are studying and doing all these things. And a time will come in this Kali Yuga, after of course a few lakhs of years, then this Vedas, they will have no meaning for the human beings. So that
True.
is, perhaps that is what is meant here.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks. So Mataji, I have another thing because we always talk about, we always tend to differentiate technology or technical advantage, and we say this is not a right, and scripture talks about this thing. It divides. It divides. I'm coming from IT background. I know what is happening, being engineering, and sometimes ISKCON people make, and sometimes Srila Prabhupada also quoted. I'm really against it because scripture and the technological advancement cannot be separate out. This knowledge is coming from the Lord itself. If you synchronize that, it goes very well, right? There are people who drive away. Rather, we should not, by our emphasis on focus on scripture, divide the intellectual community, right? So this knowledge is not somewhere. It is Krishna's knowledge. Even AI, after 30, 20, 35, nothing will happen. World will change differently. I have seen year 1994 how IT came and how the evolution happens, right? So technology changes, the people will be there, nature changes. So the knowledge coming from scripture, everything is not written there, AI and all that, but the knowledge is coming from Krishna, right? So we cannot separate that from what is happening, right? Yeah, thank you, very
But,
nice
but,
class,
but,
Mataji.
but still then, Prabhuji, AI cannot replace the human intelligence, human beings.
Cannot replace. I am 100% telling you, I cannot. My daughter is working. I work in the IT. I used to manage the project. I just got up. It cannot, because when IT came, people said the bank job will go, this will go. Nature will change. More people will, different thing. People will be there, and it's the advantage for everything. How with AI? Think of that. Charu Prabhuji is bringing the slides for us. We are having both sides of that, right? So
What,
we are
what,
using that.
what is being told, like said, use of the mobile, use
Right.
of the television, like all these technologies, if we are using for Krishna consciousness, for attending the classes, studying, that is perfectly all right. But
Right.
there are
Yes.
so many unwanted things, they come in the mobile phones or in TV. They are not supposed to be seen or discussed. So that is perhaps somebody must be meaning for that reason it should not be there. But if it is there, you are very right. It is of the Supreme Lord only, because of Him it is there, and it should be used for Him. Then it is perfect.
Yes, please. Yeah, we do use Canva AI for getting flyers of festival. We use Gamma. We use so many AI tools we use Claude, for getting PPTs and infographics. We can create logos, with ideograms. So there are so many.
Yukta Vairagya.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We can put them in preaching. Okay, all these things.
Like,
So,
like say,
Mataji,
Yes,
this is online class is very very helpful because it is online. We can able to in anywhere we are in anywhere, but we are able to connect.
yeah. So today we are on Zoom platform together, yeah.
Yes, it is really
yes, yes,
blessing.
like in some places it cannot be, it is of no use. AI is of no use in some places. I'll give example. Like say in the armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, the technical things is different. But if you want to make some slide, so many things, it is just not permitted because of the security reasons. It will collect all information and it will be there spread throughout the world. So that is of no use. But in specific things, Suppose somebody is working on any telecommunication or in any missile program, but there, yes, it is. But in some places, it is not welcome. In some places, yes, it is. But basically, what it is doing, it is reducing the time. The lower level works that is being done by the AI, but the higher level, it cannot replace.
Human instinct is irrepressible. Human instinct है ना. I देखो, when I use this thing, AI can make a lot of mistakes also. You have to
Yes.
really watch out. They can make a lot of mistakes. But
Disclaimer.
the only reason I use it, the long passages are there, 40, 50, 60 pages are there. And if you want a concise what it is summarizing, then it can do really fantastic job.
Yes, we have to humanize that also. So what prompts we do put on, after that we have to see. So even ChatGPT puts a disclaimer.
Sanjay Prabhu taught me how to really, train actually. You have to really train it for what you want exactly. Because the AI cannot understand. There is no human person behind that. It cannot understand.
It doesn't have emotions. It cannot work out on the skill based. And as now just Sharad Prabhuji said, yes, secrecy is required to be maintained. In that case, we cannot put that content on this platform because it is publicized. So for teaching, we can use Prabhuji, no problem.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. So for our class, thank you very much. Very wonderful class. And as everybody said, so nice bhajan of Mother Shabri. And yes, I do agree with Radha Vinod Prabhu. The purity of Vedas can never be compromised. It's only our understanding that can be. So that's clear to us. Now, in this chapter today, you mentioned, Krishna mentions that there are so many different sitting postures through which we can control our mind and then deploy that in the worship of Lord. But then it is also very difficult for today's age, Mataji. So, like, what is your opinion or thought on that part? I think, like Srila Prabhupada also said, just be engaged in devotional service. So, from your personal viewpoint, like your personal experience, how much of these teachings we can really apply practically? They are good, they are useful, but is it practical, Mataji?
Mm. For meditation and all, yeah. So it is difficult, but we do chant, so that is a sort of meditation. And we should chant sincerely, 16 rounds, and so that is required. If not 16 rounds together early in the morning, at 8 plus 8, that is impossible for all of us. And about I cannot do everything, for example, but if I like preaching, if I like conducting Gita course and etc. Okay, so one should do that. Okay, so if one likes cooking, if one likes preparation of garlands, so one should do that. Okay, so it's your hobby also. You are pleasing the Lord also with the right intent. Okay, and slowly, okay, so the devotion becomes oblivious one day. So if I'm in teaching things, I do have so many students. Okay, so it becomes now I'm teacher plus devotee also. So I have to give them technically the skills. For example, in microbiology. Okay. So it is not only identifying bacteria and all, but they do see us, na, how do we deal with what soft skills we do have. And whenever we do have programs in temple, we do invite them, call them, and they do get the test. Okay, so that is also pleasing. So I can have a good atmosphere even in daily life, professional life. So if it's been there, that is always a good point because material world is so and these people are so this thing. Okay, so we cannot sustain, but we need to have devotee people around oneself, so that keeps the consciousness. If not, one can if one is not able to see devotee, can call the devotee. Okay, on mobile we have all those. If one feel detached, can share the things with the devotees. So my friends likewise, we do have the friends, we do share with each other. That can be done. And the sevas they are offered, one should do diligently. So, and personal sadhana that is required. At least chanting, even if reading is not possible, you can keep the lecture on. If I sit in cabin, I have put the shlokas there, so I do read. That much it is impossible, or I do keep on the lecture. If student comes, I do put it on a low voice. So even they do see now what we observe, what we are doing. Okay. So that is a good thing, and they do also get the test. I think so. One should practice.
Wonderful, Mataji. So nice, so inspiration. Thank you, Mataji.
And I do get
Some
flyers. All this been done previously in COVID times. I used to do audio and videos and flyers, but now our students do it. Okay, like
wow.
Ekadashi flyers, yeah, or Ekadashi flyers. They are ready for next 2 months. Likewise, so
You bought
they
the
are
transformation.
handling
Nice.
Facebook account, Instagram account. Uh, I myself don't have Insta account, okay, but we are handling our temple is in all these Insta account and all YouTube channel and now website.
Yeah. Wonderful, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you,
Prabhuji,
Mataji.
one
Very
more
nice
point may
job
I
done.
add? प्रभु जी, संजय प्रभु जी, जो आपने
Yes, yes.
बताया जो सीटिंग पोस्चर वगैरह जो है वो अष्टांग योगा जो भगवान ने भगवत गीता में पूरा बताया है अष्टांग योगा, मगर हम उसमें प्राणायाम बहुत अच्छे से कर सकते हैं. जब हम अगर हमारा फोकस नहीं होता है, अगर माइंड विवरिंग है, तो अगर हम प्राणायाम करके हमारा चैंटिंग करें तो भी बहुत अच्छी बात होती, तो भी अच्छा रिजल्ट मिल
Yes.
सकता है. क्योंकि आज के जमाने में ये हम इतना बैठ नहीं पाएंगे क्योंकि एवरीबडी हैज सम पेन इन द बॉडी, कुछ ना कुछ चलता रहता है शरीर में, तो इतना हम वो योगी की तरह हम बैठ नहीं पाएंगे, मगर हम कंसंट्रेशन के साथ बैठ पाएंगे क्योंकि माइंड कॉन्सेंट्रेटेड है, तो हम प्राणायाम करेंगे तो बहुत अच्छी बात है प्रभु जी.
Thank you, Mataji. Very useful.
This Gita is transcendental, it is eternal. It is given for all ages. That's why this knowledge is there. Though it is not so much applicable now, and after some time it will not be applicable at all. One cannot do any the concentration, meditation. Like now it is so difficult after say 10,000 years or 1 lakh years. It will not be possible, I am very sure. It is in that context this knowledge is given.
Yes, yes. No, I agree, Mataji. So you're right. Pranayam, I do find a lot of benefits.
प्रभु जी, हमने जब पतंजलि योग सूत्र का लेक्चर अटेंड किए थे ना, तभी रियल पर्पस क्या था बताया था पतंजलि ने खुद कि हमारा
Yes.
जो भी फोकस है वो टूवर्ड्स भक्ति में होना चाहिए, मगर जो नाउअडेज जो योगा से जो क्लासेस चलते हैं वो सिर्फ ओनली बॉडी रिलेटेड, सबको
Yes.
बस हमारा वजन कैसे कम हो जाए, हम कैसे फिट लगे, हम कैसे एनर्जेटिक हो जाए, मगर उसका फिर फायदा कुछ नहीं है, मगर उसका वो हम उपयोग नहीं कर पाते क्योंकि वो उनका अदर मोटिव है नहीं, आगे पर्पस हायर पर्पस नहीं है. So there are so many yoga classes are going on only related to body.
Yes, that is very true.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Rakshama.
Thank you very, very much, Mataji. It's a nice job. And
Thank you. I didn't read much because 2 days I was busy in Ramnavami festival.
you did pretty good. Thank you. Okay, so any other questions? Sharad Prabhu, you have final words. Always I give you that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Before I say something, there is an information for everybody. As you know, it was told by Charu Prabhuji yesterday that from 27 June onwards, when 11 canto finishes, 12 canto starts, then 12 canto classes will be on Fridays and the Govinda Vasya classes will be on Saturday and Sundays. I am talking of Indian time. And once 12th canto finishes, then it will be on 2 days only, Govinda Bhasya, that is on Saturdays and Sundays. Here I'll request all those who are going to take classes, especially these Srimad Bhagavatam classes, the time is less. Like today, there were 24 slides. 24 slides you cannot cover in the less time frame of about 1 hour or 1 hour 10 minutes. Therefore, I will request be brief, to the point, and do not elaborate more on that day, so that the essence of all the slides, everything what is given, and we cover the whole thing rather than eating into the time of discussion. That
Now
is,
the next week we'll be talking about discussing about the first verse. First verse is very, very critical, and so much amount of information is there, So we have to be very, very time conscious the next week's class. So much amount of material I have to talk about in the first verse. Athato Brahma Jigyasa.
प्रभुजी काली मैं कॉलेज में आई आखी पीपीटी फर्स्ट
Yeah.
so wonderful so much बहुत मजा आई
Okay.
तो बहुत सरस
Because in PPT you can give only so much, But when you give lecture, then you have to give lot more than what the PPT says, PPT I give you a brief summary of everything, but we need to elaborate.
yes.
yes प्रभुजी very true
And the first 28 lessons, they have been uploaded. Please
And,
download and keep them in your computer so that you can refer to them anytime.
Yeah, I think in the couple days I'm almost about to be finishing the fourth segment also. So then that will be completing entire chapter 1. So in just couple days I'll be uploading the remaining 8 sutras. Fourth
Then,
father. Okay, I think we conclude the class now.
Probably just 1 second. Like in this chapter, you find so many similarities, similar verses which are there in the Srimad Bhagavatam and in Bhagavad Gita. Like the third verse here in the 14th chapter, it says, Bhagavan Uvacha Kalena Nasta Pralaye Baninang Veda Sangita Prayado Brahmane Prokta Dharmadasya Madatmaka. The Supreme Lord is saying, by the influence of time, the transcendental sound of Vedic knowledge was lost at the time of annihilation. Therefore, when the subsequent creation took place, I spoke the Vedic knowledge to Brahma, because I myself am the religious principles enunciated in the Vedic literature. And similar verses, anybody can say what is given in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita 4.2, Evam Parampara Praptam. Evam Parampara Praptam Mingam Rajarsayo Vidu So Kalanaya Mahata Yoginasta Parantapa. What he is saying, the supreme science which I have discussed, which I have given, was received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science, it appears as it is lost. Then the second, there is also another verse. It says something like what is given in the Bhagavad Gita 4.1, Imam Vivaswate Yogam Proktang Aham Abhyam Vivaswan Manabe Praha Manur Ikvaku Bravit. Now the personality of Godhead, Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivaswan, and Vivaswan instructed it to Manu, and the father Manu, who is the father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed it to his son Ikwaku. Like this, there are so many here in the Bhagavatam. it is said that Lord Brahma spoke this knowledge to his eldest son Manu, and the 7 great sages headed by Bhrigu Muni then accepted the same knowledge from Manu. That means there are so many similarities, similar verses in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. We should note them also. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. Who's going to do the Nashima prayers?
I do,
I-
Vijit, I do.
I can do.
Yeah, Benji,
I can
please tell
do.
him.
Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Narasimhaya, Prahlad Lad Daine, Prahlad Lad Daine, Hiranyakashi Purvaksha, Shilatangal Nakhalaye, Shilatangal Nakhalaye. इतो नरसिंहा परतो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहिर्नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा बहिर्नरसिंहा हृदये नरसिंहा नरसिंहदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव कर कमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गं केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे तव कर कमलवरे नखाम् अद्भुतशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकशिपु तनुभृङ्गं केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जयो नरसिंहदेव 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 जयो नरसिंहदेव जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव जय हो हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम टू ऑल ऑफ यू हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Benji. Thank you also, Nitya Sakhi Mataji. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And thank you,
Nitya.
Sarat Prabhuji. Thank you, Sanjeev Prabhuji, also for nice cake capping. So we meet next week. Haribol. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Prabhu.